live, there's going to be mistakes, there's going to be shit, and that's all part of it. Are we rolling? Hey there, lifestyle designers, it's Nafissa here, and welcome to Cayo Espanto in Belize. I thought I would do a after the episode for you while I'm on the road. And for those of you who aren't in my Facebook group, because I may be sharing this on my YouTube channel, I haven't decided yet, welcome to Living Forward TV after the episode. Living Forward TV is all about helping you create a life all around your personal freedom. And every week, after the episode, I come to you live in my Facebook group to talk to you and answer your questions about our episode. Now today, obviously, I'm not live, and we're probably a little bit rough here, so you're going to hear wind in the background. You might see the microphone arm come in, but it's semi-live is what I'll say to it. And I'm also going to ask your permission and forgiveness. I have to put on my sunglasses because the sun is so bright here. Now, the reason I'm coming to you not live is I wasn't going to do an after the episode this week at all. We were away, we were unplugged, we put a rerun on, and that went into the group, that went into the newsletter. But you know, the topic that I chose on getting your client to a yes, so much of that really came to mind this week with what I was going through here in my own retreat, and I was thinking of all of you. Now I know by the time this gets into Facebook, you will already have seen our newer episode on refunds. Don't worry, we're going to get to an after the episode on that and answer all your questions. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about last week's episode or rerun, my comments and thoughts on after the episode. Obviously I don't have any questions from you guys this week, so it's just my thoughts, and where the thought led me to with what we went to here. Now, first of all, I'm going to tell you why I'm not live. I thought about coming to you live here, but when we got here, our group facilitators asked us to completely disconnect. I have never done that. Now, I know some of you know that when I was in Mexico over Christmas, I kind of did that a little bit because my iPhone wasn't working, and so I had to disconnect, but there was still newspaper, there was still TV, and my husband had his iPhone, which I could check the news occasionally. This is the first time in about maybe 10, 12 years where I have been completely unplugged. And I decided not to break that energy even though the retreat was over, and the last 2 days of being completely disconnected from the rest of the world in this amazing paradise has been awesome. So I thought, you know what, I can video and we can post it later, and I wasn't going to break that energy. Now let me tell you a little bit about this place. It's called Cayo Espanto. It's a private island, and it's in the middle of the ocean here in Belize. And this is a place where you can get anything you want. It is paradise. It is luxury. It is everything I had ever dreamed of. I never imagined a few years ago that I could be at a place like this. And knowing that you can have anything you want if you're just willing to ask for it. And that was such a great metaphor for what we were going through and for what I want to talk to you about today on after the episode for getting your client to a yes. So let's talk a little bit about that episode. In that episode, I talked to you about the importance of meeting a client where they're at. You know, I never believe a client when they say they don't have money, because that's not true. There's something else coming up for them, a fear, a disbelief, an insecurity, a lack of urgency, all kinds of things that are coming up that show up as a money problem. The money's not the problem, so I never believe them. But I do believe that they believe it, and I know sometimes maybe they don't know me, maybe they need a little taste of me, I need to meet them where they're at. And I encourage you to do the same thing and think about what are some of the smaller things that you can offer your clients so that they're willing to take a yes, a small yes, and then move up to a bigger yes and move through your funnel. And it works really well. I mean, this is a great example of being here. I don't normally talk about how much money I make or how much money I invest in my business. I just think that sometimes can be a little crass, or people do it to posture. But I do want to share this with you because I think it's important, and I'm sharing with you not to impress you, but to impress upon you how things can open up for you. This year alone, just this year, I mean, we won't talk about the previous years, I've invested multiple 6 figures with my mentor and my development. That doesn't include the cost of travel. And it was a big deal. But you know, a few years ago when I first started my business, that wasn't even in my consciousness to do that. But I invested with this same mentor. I bought an info product for $500 and it got me into, oops, you might see the microphone cord come in there, that's all right. It got me into his world. And now here I am, and it really was one of the best things I've ever done for myself. But it started with him just having something available on his website that I could purchase for where I was at the time. And we moved me through to where I am today, to having made this incredible investment. So when you think about moving your clients through, don't be afraid to have something that's small enough that, and it may not even be something you make a lot of money on, but it's something that gets them comfortable with moving through, and they will eventually move up to a bigger yes. But the real important thing that I want you to really think about here, and look, some of you aren't going to like what I'm about to say, and this is not a judgment. It absolutely isn't. I've spent 3 days, the retreat's been over for 2, I've been here privately with my husband for another 2, so we've been here for a week. And we went through some really deep work. I mean, and it's like nothing I've ever experienced in my life. And I'm not going to hold anything back. My entire commitment, the only thing I'm committed to you guys for here, especially in this community, is for you to do what you need to do and be who you need to be so that you can build a thriving business you love all around your personal freedom. And that doesn't happen by accident. It requires doing the hard things, making the tough decisions, and doing things that stretch you, and sometimes hearing things you don't want to hear but you need to hear. So please accept that in the spirit of fierce love. It's not a judgment, it's a reflection, and if you see yourself in that reflection, then that's a place of growth for you. So what I want to say to you is, meet your client where they're at, but there's going to come a point where your client can't go any further because you haven't gone there yourself. I've got a few notes here, so I'm just going to look at them because I don't want to forget everything. You can't take a client to where you're not willing to go. It's just not going to happen. Sure, maybe you might get the odd one who says yes, but you're going to be in constant struggle to get to the money, get to the freedom, get what it is you want. And I want to share with you an experience that happened to me a couple of months ago. I mean, it didn't happen to me, it's something I experienced. And it made me sad, really sad for this woman. She is incredible. And she does an incredible work for her clients. And the results that they have are phenomenal. And she doesn't charge enough. She really doesn't. And she knows if she doesn't fix that, that she is going to not be able to keep her business. She was in tears with me on the phone. And one thing in her heart that she wanted so badly to do was to offer VIP days. But she couldn't get there in the investment for a VIP day compared to what she was charging people. She's like, how are they going to go from what I'm charging to what I want to charge for a VIP day? And so I had a bit of a conversation back and forth with her on how much she wanted to charge, and you know, she was trying to justify numbers and it was painful for her. And then I said, how much do you need to charge to be so excited and in love with what you're about to do? And she told me that number. And it was with passion and conviction, and I was so excited for her. And I told her I could absolutely help her with that. And it was just, the coincidence was at the time, those were my exact rates and what was the investment for my VIP day. And so I offered her a VIP day because I figured, you know, that's exactly what she needs to go through in order to be able to offer it. Now here's one thing. When people are in a sales conversation with me, I'm not attached to whether they work with me or don't work with me. What I am committed to is clarity, because I don't let people stand in a weak no. If you say no, you need to own that. And so if somebody gives me a wishy-washy answer, I will push them to clarity, because I want them to be clear too on them recognizing the choices they're making. So she didn't move forward, and so I did push her a little bit to find out what the real reason was, because she gave a lot of excuses. And then she finally said, I just can't see spending $5,000 on one day. And I was, okay, thank you, that's very clear. But my heart broke for her a little bit because that's what she wanted to charge people and didn't believe she would ever get that. And the reason she doesn't believe she'll ever get that is because she didn't value herself enough to go there. So how could she bring people there? And I'm just giving you that as an example. And it doesn't just apply whether you're a coach. Now I know there's a lot of coaches of you in this group, and there are some of you in here, whether you're a coach, a healer, or some other kind of self-help work where you don't have a coach yourself. I know there's a few of you there and you don't want to do it, you think you can't afford it, and you're struggling and you don't have the clients you need. If you're hearing and having this reflected back at you, please again know it's not a judgment. I'm asking you to look in that mirror and see if that's the missing piece for you. Because if you want to get people to enroll with you, you have to enroll with yourself first. You have to know that you're worth it. Now, not everybody in here is a coach, but all of you have services and you take pride in your service. And you have a level of where you want to be. So my question is, how do you show up in your life and the choices you make? Do you show up at the level you want to sell at and the level you want to play at? I'll give my husband as a great example because he's a perfect example of somebody who sells something that he would never buy. He works in audio video sales and he does huge commercial sales to these massive installations like airports and office buildings and schools and universities. And they can be in the multi-six, sometimes even seven-figure range. Now here's the thing, clearly he's never going to buy one of those. What would we do with it? But what he sells is a premium product in that market. You know, if most products are here, his are up here and they're quite high priced. So how does he walk in alignment if that's not something he buys? Well, in the choices he makes for himself, he chooses to invest in premium products because he believes that's the level he wants to be at, whether it's a car, our camera equipment, coming here with me, how he flies. He is fully in alignment and he can walk a client to make that decision to go from a mediocre product to a premium one because he sees the value in premium choices. So why I wanted to come to you with this is because I know sometimes it can be so easy to stop ourselves and think, I don't have the money, I can't afford that, I'm scared. And yet on the other side think, I'm worth it, I want people to invest with me on this. But here's the thing, your worth starts with you. It doesn't come from the client. You have to know that first inside. And so what I want to leave you with today is this tough love question. What are you willing to do? Where are you willing to go? And it's not just the money piece. I mean, if you're a healer that's not willing to do the work to be healed, and I mean, I've been through some pretty interesting stuff these last few days, it's hard for you to take your clients there. So when you're thinking about what you're going to do to get your clients to a yes, I want you to start thinking about what do you need to say yes to yourself first. Anyway, that was just my thoughts today. Like I said, it's a little bit of tough love. I may be sharing this on my YouTube channel, so if you don't know me personally and you're watching this on my Living Forward TV channel, this is some of the tough love we have in our Facebook group. I'd love to have you there. It's livingforwardcommunity.com. Just hop on over and join us. And for those of you who are in my group who have been with me a long time, please know what I'm telling you comes from love. And I'm really looking forward to coming back and serving you this week when we get back from this beautiful place. And I am going to sign off now and go have a cocktail. So have a great afternoon, everybody.